7-3. Let's go down to the field.
TV Sports 27 is back, and it is the second half of this showdown between the Washington Commanders Week 9 and the Detroit Lions. Mark Bulger back to having a rough day, as you're about to see. 3 interceptions in a row after a really solid opening drive. Not opening drive, but a really solid sophomore drive there. But the interception's starting to pile up for old Mark Bulger, and he's got way more INTs than he's got touchdowns this year and in this game. Either way, though, we got the lead. Carson Palmer, your quarterback for the Detroit Lions, started off fast and furious slinging the ball, but he has been held in check by this Commanders defense so far in this one. But we'll see if Mark Bulger can put something together, because even though the 3 interceptions have gone down, we are not out of this one just yet. T.O. has had a big day other than dropping the football right there. He's caught about 5 or 6 passes in this one, and you're going to see what Mark Bulger has done so far this season, or this game. It would be nice if they showed us what interceptions he had thrown, which ones were costing him, because I would try to avoid that. Just 5 of 14 for Mark Bulger, which is usually about the norm for where we are in this one. So, yeah, glad to have you guys here. TV Sports 27, Bulger feeling the pressure, and that is an almost identical play to what happened in the first half. And now Bulger is injured. So that means it is going to be J.P. Losman, the rookie. Bulger getting carted off is usually not a good sign. We'll listen to the report when it comes in. It's been the debate all season, the quarterback battle. Bulger ended up winning against the Bears to save his season, but coming out with the injury, getting carted off, that's pretty rare that someone's going to come back, but throwing 4 interceptions and just continuing to struggle with the football, despite the Commanders maybe getting into 500 territory.
They need to think bigger. Barlow will get the carry on 2nd down and maybe picks up 1 on the play.
3rd and 1 for the Detroit Lions, who have come up with 4 turnovers and probably wondering why they only have 3 points on the board right now. Carson Palmer. Pass is incomplete, and this Commanders defense continues to be dominant. See what happens on our field goal here. This is looking like the how the season started for the Commanders. A lot of low-scoring defensive battles. So assuming we're going to see J.P. Losman out on the field in this one, and possibly for the rest of the day and maybe for a couple weeks to come, with Mark Bulger getting knocked out. I can't remember the last time I've had a quarterback get injured. It would have been back when I was playing with the Miami Dolphins when Tua got injured. And we had to go with, who was the backup? Spencer or somebody? Not like Spencer that's in the chat. The guy from Colorado. All right, here's the report. Let's listen.
Thank you, Dan. I got in touch with the trainers, and right now, all they know is that his knee is in heaps of pain. They're looking at him right now. He seems to be in serious pain. The official word on his return, doubtful. Dan, back to you.
Well, there you go. They don't have any report of what the injury is, but he's in a lot of pain, and his return is doubtful. So it will be J.P. Losman the rest of the way, which it may have been going that way with how many INTs that Mark Bulger had thrown in the first half. And now, on 3rd and long, we are going to see J.P. Losman take to the air on 3rd and 8. So here we go. And nice solid start from Losman. Completes it to Terrell Owens. Another catch for T.O. 107 yards for T.O.
Look, Dan, great receiving yards there. That will help your fantasy.
7-6 your score in this one. Fantasy draft to the outside. Maybe the yellow pants are just bad luck. We should stick to the burgundy.
Smoot targeted the ball carrier early and didn't even let him get back to the line of scrimmage.
They put a stop to this play behind the line of scrimmage. Pretty good call by the defensive coordinator.
Agreed, Dan. They had it all locked up there.
Pressure coming, and Losman just dumps it off to Corey Dillon.
The 33.
Hugh Douglas targeted the ball carrier early and didn't even let him get back to the line of scrimmage.
Good defense that's forced 2 losses in a row. 3rd down, 3 wideouts in the game.
T.O., another catch and another first down. T.O. might be closing in on 200. This is his finest receiving performance. And Losman, a perfect 3 of 3 so far. Come on, Boomer's got to make him player of the game. He might even give him a player of the week award.
Corey Dillon had blockers on his side on that last play, but the defense was too smart. It gave him nowhere to go.
Not much there.
Well, I mean, Losman's got an opportunity to steal the job from Mark Bulger, whether or not he'll be coming back from injury or not. Losman, he's got some speed. Look at J.P. Losman. Holy smokes. I didn't know he had that much speed.
It will be first down.
That might be a whole new dynamic. Peanut Tillman's like, what just happened there?
And he turns in a pretty successful play there.
He's never more.
Did J.P. Losman have that much speed in real life?
It's a good effort to duck the pressure that time. He's been known to pull those moves off on occasion.
He's got what you want from your money position there, Dan. The ability to make something out of nothing.
Dillon, well, he's trying to wait for those blocks. I mean, Jones kind of fell behind.
Brought down at the 27.
Ron Johnson made a very, very nice block back there downfield. I love to see a wide receiver getting involved like that.
They move the ball, and it will be 2nd down.
Nice blocking there. Dillon almost picking up the first down on 3rd and 1. So there you see Corey Dillon, another good rushing performance. And this was a man that struggled very early on here with the Commanders. But lately, I mean, the last couple of weeks, he's been solid. Dead solid. Dead solid, perfect. 3rd and 1. And this has been a very impressive drive for J.P. Losman. And if you want to be impressive in the eyes of TB Sports 27, you know what to do. You want to follow along with TB Sports. We go live on Twitch. We upload it all on YouTube, early and ad-free on Patreon. And you guys can get a message on the screen, a little shout out with Streamlabs. Support the channel on Ko-Fi. Corey Dillon, man, this is, I mean, we'll see how this game finishes out, but J.P. Losman, right now, looking really, really good. I mean, he's handing the ball off right now, but he's had some clutch throws here. He might have a career resurgence with these Commanders. And, well, 3rd and 5, I would imagine we're going to get to see what he's going to do. There's Derek Brooks. Look at that, the nose tape. The old school nose tape right there. 3rd and 5 for the Commanders. What a catch by Henderson and J.P. Losman. In this game, he is a rookie. Oh my God, you could not have played that any perfectly. Maybe J.P. Losman is a Patreon supporter, which is why he's playing so well. Thank you guys for all your support here on Patreon. And again, sign up, become a Patreon Clubhouse member. We've been streaming for 2 hours and 8 minutes here today. And this entire stream, the Packers game and the Lions game, will be up early and ad-free on our Patreon page. It's set to come out in March, so you can get it months early, about 4 months before it comes out on YouTube, by becoming a Clubhouse member on Patreon. Corey Dillon, touchdown. What a drive from J.P. Losman and Corey Dillon.
Dan, this is a nice little run here. A good job of slicing through the D and picking up the yards that he
That was exactly what the Commanders needed.
shorter plays.
Coming off of 4 interceptions and your starting quarterback getting his knee blown out,
He's generated
to have your backup rookie come in and play like that.
84 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Now the point after, and
14, and it's official. A 15-play, 79-yard drive. And it is official. We have now gone 3 consecutive games
signaled, and we're set.
scoring 10 points or more.
Anderson booms up
Give
the
ourselves a
lead
pat on the back. Those of you that didn't give up on this team through the first 5 weeks of the season, give yourself a pat on the back as well.
at the 13. Well, Peter, some interesting information up on the screen.
Oh, you bet. Look at how many times they've had to punt it away.
Man.
Gotta put a few longer drives
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 possessions of less than 10 yards. Again, looking like an Arizona Cardinals offense. We'll have to check our standings after this game and see where we are. We haven't played too many division games. We have another game with Dallas in there. We haven't played the Eagles yet. We haven't had our rematch with the Giants yet either. So down the stretch, we'll probably be playing these teams all again. London Fletcher having a nice game, nice outing, nice season. And the Lions. This Commanders defense, they had a number of weeks there. Remember, against the Browns, we did terrible, right? Ahmad Green and Kurt Warner just tore us up. And then against the Chicago Bears, we also did not have that good of a performance. We just announcer jinxed ourselves. But against the Packers, other than the near comeback, and then against the Lions here, very solid outings for the Commanders defense. And then early on, Commanders defense was looking good. Again, holding Dallas to just a fistful of points. We'll have to look also after the game, the official injury report. Maybe we'll get it in the Chris Berman post-game show. And right now, the Detroit Lions, Carson Palmer and his guys just all out of sorts. Those are not good numbers. 3rd and 9. We were talking about how impressed early on we were with Carson Palmer and how he was slinging the ball down the field. And oh my God. And that's going to be a frustrated Carson Palmer when that is all said and done. The Lions have seen way too much Todd Sauerbrunn for their liking. All right, JP Losman could put the game on ice here with another 15-play drive with 5 minutes to go. As we're starting to get to the second half of the season, you'll see down the standings the teams that are starting to pull away. If the Cowboys lose, that would be solid. Nice block. Corey Dillon hits that stiff arm. And Corey Dillon running as well as he has is also alleviating the pressure of JP Losman. 100 yards rushing for Corey Dillon. I think that might be his first time this season hitting that 100-yard mark. Remember how rough it was in those first couple of games. Go back and watch. It was not an easy performance from Corey Dillon. He's the workhorse right now in this game. And could not hit that opening. Derek Brooks is in there. Gotta find a good. I don't like any of these plays.
Solid game, Dan. Really carrying his sizable weight out there.
All right, let's try to analyze this. Maybe T.O. on single coverage. Henderson as a dump off. Oh, he couldn't even get going. Barely got set, and Losman goes down.
don't know what happened to the protection. Let's have a look. You know, Dan, it's all about focus and
Losman, though, 4 of 4.
let that quarterback get that pass off.
Better than Mark Bulger's 4 interceptions. I gotta quit ragging on the guy. He's sitting on the bench with incredible knee pain.
Harris takes the long snap and punts it away. Jenkins fair catches it at the 28. The Lions offense takes the field with time winding down. They'll start at their own
All right.
29-yard line.
This is an 8-point game. This could be it. This could very well be the final drive. Final shot for the Detroit Lions. And that could not have started any better for the Detroit Lions. Palmer hooks up with Bennett for the first down. Quick pass from Carson Palmer. Palmer deep again to Bennett. And the Lions, who have been lethargic for most of this game, is waking up all of a sudden here.
Drew Bennett goes one-on-one on this play and beats his man. He executes.
Come on, we need these ball-hawking corners. Drew Bennett, 2 of his 3 catches coming on this back-to-back. Palmer rolling out. Knocked away. Gotta love a good linebacker deflection in there.
Managed to disrupt things. He got in there and he smacked that pass away. Great D.
Another batted ball, and they have been attacking the pass every chance they get.
That's right, Dan. You know, why simply defend the pass when you can obliterate?
Palmer just dumps it off Mike Rumpf, who's been really impressed in the last couple of weeks. You'll see Taylor and Bennett.
You know, I like to see that in a player, that drive to get every last ounce out of the play.
That is only his first catch of the game, believe it or not, and it took all the way into the 4th quarter to get it. Pretty unusual to not call his name for this long.
It is, and I'm surprised it took this long as
Intercepted!
see the ball come in play.
There's those ball-hawking corners.
Interception. Check his position out to make the grab. Got it.
Boy, that was a heads-up play to come away with his first interception of the game.
Yeah, you gotta love D like that.
Whew, Aaron Beasley. Let's do a little Aaron Beasley history. See what he did in his career. We'll get to the 2-minute warning with this run, unless they call a timeout. Let's see. Aaron Beasley, 9 seasons from West Virginia. Played for the Jaguars, the Jets, and the Falcons. He is a nominee for the class of 2020. I'm guessing he didn't make it. In 1999, he had 6 interceptions and 200 interception yards with 2 touchdowns. My goodness. Life after football. He trains youth, high school, college, and pro athletes. He's the founder of the Athletic Business Alliance, so there you go. Kind of fun to see what these guys are up to. Oh, is that a first down? That is a big-time first down by Corey Dillon.
That will bring up first down.
The clock stopped going out of bounds, but I'll take it to get that first down. That was big money play right there. Dillon. I was going to say the Lions, are they going to call a timeout here?
Second down, 1 yard to go. Down. Set.
And that may have just done it. That might have been the Commander's dagger. 30 carries for Corey Dillon. Oh my God, come on. We just got to get some better blocks. He might be gone.
That's their final one.
So this is it. Now we just do a couple more runs. And we're going to look at the... Well, first, we'll do Chris Berman's post-game show. We'll see if the injury report for Mark Bolger's in there. Then we'll take a look at our standings and all that, because this second half went kind of quick. It only went 20 minutes, so we got some time to spare. Man, I don't want to kill Corey Dillon with 40 carries here, but... Well, this felt good. 3 wins in a row is going to put us at 500, which is going to put us in the hunt for the playoffs, I would think. I mean, Dallas is still far and away going to be in first place, although they were trailing the last time we saw their score. But we'll have to look as far as a wild card goes to see where we're sitting. So 4th down and 4. And we'll give the ball back to Detroit with less than 10 seconds to go. We'll see if we can even wind some of the clock out with this punt. A little squibber, and then we'll let Chris Berman wrap it up, look at some stuff, and then we'll be out of here. We'll go enjoy the rest of our night. But thank you, as always, for tuning in. Thank you for your support. Oh, I don't think I got it in time. I'm so used to Madden, where you snap the ball and then you do the flick of the wrist. So I kind of forget that you got to kind of do your, get everything going a little bit. I don't know what we'll stream the rest of the week. We're getting close to getting ready to stream Tears of the Kingdom again, because I've been playing a lot of it off camera, and I think we'll be ready to do the Gerudo Village pretty soon. So maybe some Tears of the Kingdom. I want to get some more Mario Wonder in there. I already said we're going to have some Nintendo Switch stuff when we do our next Ultra Fan stream. Tom Brady Baseball, thinking about playing that too, because I'm curious to see where he might get traded. And we might do some college basketball coming up here on the channel, because when we were playing with SK Money, I'll have to see. I have 2K7 for basketball, but I also have EA's 2007 college basketball. So maybe we'll put it to a vote of which one you guys like better. But we played the EA version. I didn't mind it. Free throws were super easy, though. But we'll see. We'll mess around and see. Maybe we'll get some basketball. This is it. Final play, and that was an atrocious last play. The Commanders win 3 in a row to get to 500 at 4-4. At some point, I'll finish NBA Playgrounds. But you guys hated it, so we'll have to find a weekend. We'll have to find a weekend and just sit down and maybe knock out a couple games. Maybe not do it as 6 individual episodes. Maybe do like 3 games in one or something. But all right, here's Chris Berman to wrap this one up.
Okay, Dan, thank you very much. And let's welcome all of you back to the studio. I'm Chris Berman here to bring you our ESPN Video Games post-game wrap-up. The Redskins stepped it up for sure, putting up some good numbers. Let's get started in this one early in the third quarter. Michael Lewis was in the right place at the right time, as his interception was a possible momentum shifter. After driving 9 yards on 3 plays, Jeff Reed would come on and connect on the field goal try, connect on their second field goal. The Skins answering right back, Skins ahead by 1. J.P. Losman would make the first guy miss, then he'd rip off a chunk of yardage here. Carson Palmer connected with his man on this one. Lions down 14-6. Aaron Beasley is reading the quarterback's eyes all the way as he's able to get his hands on this one and pick it off. And that's where we'll leave this one. Skins squeaked out a win, 14-6. Now let's talk to a player who was instrumental in their dominant running game and is our player of the game. Corey Dillon is standing by with our Susie Calver. Susie?
Thanks, Chris. You helped carry your team today, and you edged them out in a hard-fought game. What do you think was vital to your team's success today?
You know what it was? We just stuck to our game plan and got the work done today, you know? Our coaches did a great job today getting us ready for this game, and I think their scouting gave us the edge in the end.
Back to you, Chris.
Well, that just about does it. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you next time here on ESPN, celebrating 25 years as the worldwide leader in sports.
My goodness. You could have gone either way. I mean, T.O. was the guy, right? In the first half, you thought he was going to win player of the game, but Corey Dillon and T.O. comes up in the clutch. So we're going to simulate past the rest of week 9. We'll put up the slate so you guys don't get any spoilers. We'll see if we get a Mark Bulger injury report in the post-game wrap-up. If not, we will look at what his injury is, and then we will see what the where we are in the standings as far as all that goes. So we'll be back, but here's Chris Berman to wrap up week number 9.
I'm Chris Berman. Well, let's get straight to the action. In our first game this week, we had the Bears squeeze out a 4-point victory. The Vikings won this contest, but will stay at the 3rd place in the NFC North. Jimmy Smith had a stellar game, but all said and done, his performance wasn't enough to lift his team to a victory. Chad Pennington threw for a ton of touchdowns and helped his Eagles beat the Steelers. Redskins, Lions. Eagles beat. Fred Smoot would come up with the big play to kill a drive because he was able to step in front of a wayward pass for an INT. The Redskins go on to win this by the final score of 14-6. In the mile-high city of Denver, we had the Broncos come away with a decisive 10-point win. Over at Paul Brown Stadium, we had the Bengals walk away with a 6-point victory. The Rams got 300-plus yards from their offense in their victory at the Edward Jones Dome. We had an interesting free agency pickup of note here. Trey's got the lowdown for us. Trey?
All right, Chris. Let's switch gears and talk about players that'll have new homes in the National Football League, as free agency continues to play such a huge role in determining a team's makeup. Zuriel Smith will have a new place to call home as he accepts a new contract, 6 years, $1.7 million. This guy will also have a new address for a while as he signs a 4-year contract with the Texans. Ron Edwards is on the move as he gets a contract for what can only be referred to as crazy money. 5 years, $2.8 million. This guy will also have a new address for a while as he signs a 4-year contract with the Panthers.
Cardinals, Dolphins. Derek Mason is probably thinking end zone, even though it's at the 24-yard line. They need just a little bit for the first down. Here he goes down the sideline. One-handed grab for 6. The Dolphins win this one by the final score of 25-19. In a long-standing AFC rivalry, we had the Jets pick up their 6th win of the year. The Browns won on the road and will now head home to meet the Steelers. The Panthers won this contest, but will stay at the 1st place in the NFC South. We had a big injury in this one, and Trey has the lowdown for us. Trey?
All right, Boomer, thanks. Unfortunately, we did have some big injuries this week, but before we get to those, we're going to run down the rest of the NFL. Steve Hutchinson won't see action for a while, and that'll be a big offensive loss for his team. He's suffering from symptoms of a concussion, and he'll be out for 5 weeks.
What about Mark Bulger?
Serious news.
Oh my God, he's out for the season.
On injured reserve after the ballgame. So now they'll have to make do without their team leader for the rest of the year.
Well, there you go.
Now we'll move on to our top story.
JP Losman the rest of the way.
Is going to find himself in street
We'll see if the
clothes for
computer
time
signs
being,
a free agent
and
or
that'll be a
something.
major blow to this
Cliff
club.
Kingsbury's out there.
So that'll do it for now. Chris, let's send it back to you.
Saints, Chargers. Jake Dillon calling signals at his own 40-yard line, rolls, then fires a slant. Look at him go! He could go all the way. 60-yard score! The Saints win this one by the final score of 34-27. And last but not least, we had the Seahawks come away victorious. So we're more or less at the midpoint of our season, things starting to take shape just a bit in our playoff race. Here's the men that got my prime-time players game balls. If they get their way, we will see them come postseason. That'll do it, sports fans. I'm Chris Berman, and thanks so much for joining us here in the Bristol studio. We'll see you next week right here on ESPN.
All right, guys. Well, there you go. It is official. Mark Bulger done for the year. MCL injury. So it's going to be J.P. Losman the rest of the way. So let's look at what we got as we are 8 games in. We have 8 games left. We return home. No, Losman looked good, but he only had one drive where he really had to throw. So we come back home for the Cincinnati Bengals. That's a winnable game. This one will be tough. On the road against Philly. We're going to look at the standings in just a moment, but that's going to be a tough one. And then on the road at Pittsburgh, so we can just stay on the East Coast. We're on the East. I don't know. I guess we could. We are on the East Coast because we're in D.C., I guess we would return home, but I'm saying we can stay in that area if we didn't want to return home. That's a tough game on the road anytime you play Pittsburgh, but it's certainly winnable at 2-6. The Giants is certainly winnable. We lost to them earlier this season, but we'll have them at home. So that's at least 3 out of 4 winnable games. Then we got Philly again. San Francisco could be a toss-up, and then at Dallas could be tough. Because now we're really, going back-to-back. We're going across country, and then Dallas, and then Minnesota. Have we? Oh, Dallas. Did I say? Oh, yeah, Minnesota's the for the NFC North, to complete the NFC North. I was like, okay, so there's our 2 Phillies, New York, Dallas. So we do have a lot of divisional games down the stretch here. So, we could easily be a nice solid 8-8. Cincinnati, Pittsburgh, New York, and San Fran, Minnesota, all winnable. It's those division games that are going to be tough. So real quick, let's look at, do we get any interesting emails in here? Boy, they didn't even talk about T.O. T.O. was the guy. Last undefeated team fell. Okay. Team standings, yes. Power rankings is fine, but I want team standings here. So here we are. Here's the standings, and we're right in the hunt. Dallas and Philly are up there, but we're just a game back of both of them. We don't really get to see a wild card picture here, but you're looking at the Bears, Packers, Vikings. Nobody is really pulling away other than the Panthers as a division winner. So you would think Panthers, Cardinals, Bears, Eagles. So if you're looking at wild card, what's going to be tough to get that wild card spot is your biggest competition is going to be either Dallas or Philly, or looking at that NFC North, Rams, Seahawks, Cardinals is going to take up 2 of those wild card spots. So that's going to be pretty interesting. And then in the AFC, it's the Chargers at 8-1. You got the Jets at 6-2, running away with that division. The Browns with Kurt Warner at 6-2, and everyone else is kind of middle of the road right there. Injury report, there it is. 20 weeks for Mark Bulger. So did injured reserve. So he is officially done. We can see what the computer has done for us here. Did we sign any quarterbacks? It looks like we did not. So if we go to our game plan, we got J.P. Losman and Damon Heward. Whew. I don't know if we can't sign anybody. It's going to be up to the game. The computer is in control. But it's going to be J.P. Losman the rest of the way. So, yeah. There you go. J.P. Losman the rest of the way, Mark Bulger out, and we are halfway through the season here with the Washington Commanders. Thank you guys, as always, for tuning in to TB Sports 27. Thank you so much for your support. If you liked what you saw, follow along with us on Twitch, subscribe on YouTube, hit the thumbs up on this video. It'll help the YouTube algorithm pull the video and recommend it to other fans that might like what they see here. And do check us out at Patreon. We're going to upload this whole thing early and ad-free on Patreon. We got some bonus content. We have a Patreon Ultra Fan stream coming up as well. So we appreciate your support. If you want to help make this a full-time thing, those are the ways you can do it. We would love to be able to do this full-time with you guys. Thanks for tuning in. We went 2.5 hours today. We went almost 3 hours yesterday busting out the content for you guys. Thank you guys so much, and we'll see you guys next time.